Howdy! I made this video a few days ago, but it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to be. I wanted to talk about one of the more sarcastic reasons that I'm doing this. Been on the internet for a long time, all the way back to the Delphia forums. God, 15, 20 years ago, I've been typing, arguing about B-36s. And one of the aspects about the B-36 that stirs up the most emotions is flying a B-36. That's never going to happen. All four of the surviving airframes are owned by the United States Air Force, or the museum system, I should say. They're national treasures, they're museum artifacts. They're not going to be sacrificed for flying them and potentially crashing them. People have said, all we need is to get a billionaire on board to fund this project, to get one flying, or to build a modern, updated representation of a B-36. Well, I'm your man. Here I am. Send me the money. Send me the aluminum. Send me the steel. Send me the fasteners. Send me toggle switches. Send me anything and everything you can. Everything helps. I'm doing this completely from looking at drawings in the books and all the pictures on the internet, which are very repetitious. I got some help from a museum. Thank you. Thank you so much. But other than that, I'm flying blind. So any help I can get is, that's what's going to carry this project. That's what's going to make it go beyond what it is right now. I will build as long as I can, as long as it makes sense, as long as it's financially viable. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to start purchasing my own aluminum. The aluminum I found at estate sales just doesn't really cut it anymore, because I don't know when I'm going to find it, and I want to kind of build the bigger aspects. I'd really like to build the entire fuselage from the nose to maybe the turret base. Who knows? I don't know. A long-term projection for this channel and what I'm doing, I would also like to build the XB-36 next. After that, I'd like to build a B-32, and in no particular order, the XB-15 and the XB-19. All aircraft that no longer exist, extinct, burned, scrapped, pushed into a swamp. I'd like to be able to do this with those airplanes, so at least we can have a size comparison, an experience that may someday end up in a museum, or at least out in public so people can learn from it. A little bit of backstory on me really quick. I was never in the military. I have very little military history in my family, none. My mom's big into genealogy, so that's pretty much confirmed. This all started when I was 5 years old. It was in 1983. Dad took me to the Air Force Museum. We were there in the initial hangar they had where the B-36 was up against the wall, and we looked up and he said, "Brian, I used to see those flying over my house when I was a kid. I was outside playing. There'd be 3 of them. They shook the earth." And it was at that moment, I suppose, that I related with my father, and then, it became something tangible. But I've been relatively obsessed with this airplane for 40 years now. And as I've said in other videos, it started with the dream of having an instrument panel for my collection of gauges on eBay, a lot of which I'm making myself. And then it evolved to the console to have something to sit it on. Well, the console didn't work out because the main panel actually sits on the rudder pedal assemblies, and then I had to have the sides, and then I had to have the jet console, and of course the canopy. Who knows where I'm going next? I'd like to make a career out of reproducing these lost airplanes that are lost forever at a time. So, other than just wanting a B-36, I'm just a guy who wants a B-36. That's pretty much all there is to it. So, thanks for all your comments, your everything. It's thank you. See you in the next video.